Hello, my name is John. I am 85 years old right now, and I need to tell you about an event that happened 3 months ago. Something that fundamentally shifted my entire perspective on life. My best friend passed away. His name was James. We had known each other for over 60 years, and the moment he died, a massive part of me died right along with him. But before I talk about the end, let me tell you about the beginning. It was 1965. I was 25, working at a busy printing shop in Chicago. James started working there the very same month I did. We were both rookies, both nervous, and both just trying to figure out how to run those massive printing presses without losing a finger in the gears. On our very first day, the foreman put us on the same shift. We worked side by side for 8 straight hours, barely speaking a word to one another. But when the whistle blew, he looked at me and asked if I wanted to grab a beer. I said sure. That single beer turned into a 60-year brotherhood. We didn't have a fairy tale story. We were just 2 ordinary guys who met on the job and stuck together, through thick and thin. We went through marriages and divorces, the birth of our kids, watching them grow up, and all the curveballs life throws at you. James got married in 1968. I was his best man. I got married in 1972. He was mine. His wife Donna and my wife Lisa became close friends as well. Every single Friday night, without fail, we would have dinner, play cards, and just talk. Nothing extravagant, nothing wild, just 2 couples sharing life together. When I look back now, I realize how incredibly fortunate we were. Not because we were doing anything amazing, but because we possessed something most people search for their whole lives. A solid, unbreakable friendship. The kind where you never have to pretend or impress anyone. You just show up and exist as you are. James and I worked at that print shop for 13 years until it closed down in 1980. I found work elsewhere, and James took a job with the city. We didn't see each other daily anymore, but those Friday dinners never stopped. We still called each other the moment anything happened. In 1984, my father passed away. James didn't make a big speech at the funeral. He just stood beside me, his arm around my shoulder, holding me up. That was all I needed. When you are grieving, you don't need words. You just need presence. In 1993, James's son got into some serious trouble and ended up in prison for a year. James blamed himself heavily. I told him exactly what he had told me years prior. Sometimes bad things just happen, and it isn't your fault. Eventually, his son turned his life around, got clean, married, and gave James 2 grandkids. James was so proud. The truth is, you don't fully grasp the weight of friendship until you get older. When you're young, friends are just people to party with. But real friendship is something else entirely. True friendship is standing firm when everything falls apart. It's sitting in silence because words are unnecessary. It's knowing someone so deeply you can tell they are hurting, even when they smile and say they're fine. James and I had that bond for 6 decades. We were brothers, maybe even better than brothers, because we chose each other. In 2009, my wife Lisa died of breast cancer. I was 65, and suddenly my world was empty. My kids had their own busy lives. But James was there. For that first month, he came over every single day. He brought food, sat in my living room, let me weep, and never tried to fix it. He just allowed me to be broken. After Lisa was gone, I entered a dark place. I refused to leave the house. James wouldn't accept that. He'd say, "Come on, John, we're getting lunch." I went because I knew he wouldn't take no for an answer. Then, in 2014, Donna died. James called me at 2 a.m. She'd had a heart attack. By the time the ambulance got there, she was gone. I drove straight to his place. I found him at the kitchen table, staring at the wall. I sat down next to him, and we just sat there in the quiet for hours. Last year, James started slipping. First, it was small details, then it got scary. He'd tell the same story 3 times in 10 minutes. The diagnosis was early-stage dementia. The last 6 months were brutal. James faded faster than we hoped. Some days he knew me, other days he stared blankly. But I still went every Tuesday and Thursday. Whether he recognized me or not didn't matter. I was there. 4 months ago, James had a stroke. He lingered in the hospital for 3 days before passing. I was there at the end. I held his hand, told him it was okay to rest, and he drifted away. I am 85 now. I have lost my parents, my wife, and many peers. But losing James feels different. He was the last witness to my life. When James died, a library of my history burned down with him. After the funeral, a realization hit me hard. For most of my life, I took him for granted. I just assumed James would always be around. And now, he is gone. I cannot buy that time back. That is what I need you to hear. No matter your age or stage in life, friends are essential. Real friends, the ones who show up during the storms, are rare. Those bonds require work. They require time. I look at people today, so busy with careers and hustle, that they ignore their friends. They think, "I'll see them later." You don't have infinite time. Time runs out. People die. And one day, you will look up and realize you are alone. James and I had 60 years, and it still wasn't enough. If you have a friend, a true friend, call them. Make a plan. Go see them. Do not wait. I am still here. I wake up on Tuesdays and Thursdays, and for a split second, I forget. I think about heading to the cafe, and then the reality hits me. He's gone. So here is my advice, and I mean it. Do not take your people for granted. Pick up the phone, send the text, meet up. Life is fragile. I miss James every single day. But I am grateful for 60 years. If this story touched you, please reach out to a friend today. Make the effort. And if you found value in my story, I would appreciate it if you clicked subscribe. Tell me about your friends. I read every comment. Thank you for reading.